All right, so ATEEZ just released a new album called Golden Hour Part 5. Let's get into it, starting with the first track called Bad. Okay. He's stopping the wedding. Oh. And then the beat, they just start dancing to it. Just in sync with that. That's crazy. Oh. I like the percussion right there. How they stood up on that was playing. Yeah, I like how that kick is going down with the bass right there. It's nice. Oh. I like the groove of this. Okay, that's kind of like repetition of that. Oh, I kind of like the little ooey they had on top of that. I was saying that in the lower kind of like thing is interesting as well. There's your percussion again. Ooh, I like his delivery on that. It's nice. The repetition of that as well. His delivery on it, yeah. Nice. Like his part a lot right there. Oh, nice coming with this flow. Okay. Nice. They're breaking that. Very catchy with this, with the repetition of bad. I like the way he said like bod, like that. Okay, one more song here. The repetition of the bad in the back like that. Still going on that. Nice, I like that melody. The rising thing. Ooh, what's it built down to? Okay. Yeah, I love the sound of that percussion that comes in right there. That thing that comes with before that, you know. I love how they like slowly go in with doing that move as well, and then come. Okay, I was singing with that melody, and that's. Oh, okay, I like that little sort of thing with the chest right there. Nice. Nice. Yeah. Very groovy, I would say, for this one. Guilty. Yeah, they just randomly added up like a chord. Yeah, that specific percussion right there, I like that. Just how that comes in. That. And then how it drops down with that. Bass going on that. It's nice. So I would say, is that like a whistle thing on the side as well? That high thing? I didn't even notice that before. But yeah, I would say overall, this probably isn't like my favorite title track by them, like sound wise, right? Like probably not one of my favorites, but I would say, you know, still pretty nice sound. I would say groovy and stuff like that. Very catchy with the main hook. Definitely the percussion was like the main thing on this. It was pretty empty throughout the entire thing in terms of like the sound of that. But I do feel like the main lines and stuff like that were just mainly carrying everything. The flows of the lines, the delivery was very entertaining as well. Like the little brief kind of like vocal moment they had on that as well. That was pretty entertaining. So yeah, I feel like I would listen to this, very, and especially in a more kind of like just nice dancey kind of setting, 100%. Like if it comes on, I'm definitely gonna be able to groove with it and stuff like that. That's a pretty nice kind of catchy melody they had going on the instrumental. I like how they sung with that at the end. I think I like the way they did this music video. This music video was definitely what was entertaining me the most on this one as well. Just the way they did this, interesting like film grain that was on this little grainy thing going on that. I like the specific colors and like the areas that they had going with this whole thing. You know, it's very like Latin type, just whole, I guess, theme for everything was very nice. Just how they did that. I like the way they did the dancing on this one as well. That was very entertaining with all the, you know, having all the dancers on like the specific sections, especially when they were all doing like the same move, like the sections where they would go in to, you know, going with this, kind of doing this whole thing. Like even back them doing that move and then like joining with that. Uh, yeah, doing that. Now I'm wondering if they're gonna have like the actual performance where there's this many people. Like I feel like that would be cool to see that. Just to see like a full shot of that, just to see like, you know, what the entire choreo is looking like, because I feel like that'll be very interesting, you know, very entertaining to watch right there, especially because they were doing like, you know, different like moves, like them doing that little slow thing with the arm and then them going with the groove. I think they did really nice with that, just overall with the choreo, just going with the groove of that beat and how that's going down and stuff like that. I especially like what they did at the end right here with going in with that beat. That was very, very nice. Let me see if I can go back to that when they come into here. It's like going out and then and then going into that, doing the move right there, that right there. Yeah, he's killing it right here. Just, all right, like that. And then I like how they come in doing the dance thing as well. It's kind of like they're facing each other, I guess, doing it. And then this move, yeah, again, very nice. Nice, he made such a way in that. That was nice. So yeah, that's one thing I'm definitely mainly excited to see is like a full kind of choreo thing, and then also see if they'll have that many dancers, of course. But yeah, 100%. I would say pretty entertaining for this one. Now let's go on to the next tracks on this album.